Hello. I always forget to unmute my microphone. Kitty Cat and I are here. Here's Kitty Cat. You want to say something? No? Okay. Oh, live on a Monday is diabolical. Oh, I'm going to try to go live like 3-4 days a week. I got to tell you, I'm having such huge problems trying to, you've probably noticed, trying to stream the TikTok debates. And I cannot figure it out. My PC, I have to do it on my PC. My normal work computer is my Mac Mini, which is a beast, but you can't get TikTok Studio for desktop on it. So I run OBS and I turn on virtual camera. So that's the camera that I use on the TikTok desktop app. But when I try to then stream on OBS, just capturing the audio from my TikTok live stream, it simply does not work. I've tried absolutely everything. One problem I know was a problem was my bit rate was set way too high for the video. But I lowered that, and what it does now is the video is seamless, but the audio, you'll hear maybe 2 seconds of audio and then 5 to 10 seconds of no audio. And I was going to try to test that maybe today, but then my PC decided, when you plug your Blue Yeti into it, I don't recognize that anymore. So I was like, you know what? Just F it. I went all the way to Best Buy, and I was just going to buy a new computer because I've been wanting to for a while. And I was going to do it. I took cash with me and everything, but the one I wanted, they didn't have any in stock. So I said, okay, well, I'll just come back later. Prices are probably going to drop soon too, because AMD, the 9070 or whatever graphics card, that comes out in like 2 days, and it's way cheaper than like a 4070 Super, which is what I was going to get. So that's hopefully going to drop some prices. Hopefully. So what I also did, I don't know if you guys see or notice, but little text up here. I don't know. I mean, TikTok might go away in the future. So then how do I talk to people? Well, I'm going to try doing call-ins, and I'm just going to do it with Google Meets. So if anybody has any questions or challenges, it doesn't have to be hostile. It can be friendly, I guess. I've never done it before, so we're going to test that out here. Debate Andrew. I don't know what the deal with you Andrew Stans is, because literally the pinned comment on my video about him says that we scheduled a debate. It's officially supposed to happen on March 11th. So there you go. Tariffs might increase those prices, LOL. Yeah, I guess there's that. Maybe now's the time to buy. I have a membership with Best Buy, so if I buy something and it gets cheaper in a couple months, then they'll price match it for me. So I could buy it. That's why I was like, I can just do it today. I don't really have to have patience necessarily for it. Got to be meaner to these idiots. Okay. Here's the subject of the video. I found a new flat earther. She's on TikTok. Debating Andrew's going to be very frustrating. Yeah, it's probably going to be absolutely horrible, but whatever. Somebody needs to put that idiot in his place. So, this chick is, I think she's lying about everything. She doesn't seem genuine, but we'll check it out anyways. I don't see any questions at the moment, so. Oh, there's no audio. What's up with that? Oh. Well, how did that get muted? Okay. Hold on.
I think when God said, let the...
Okay, you guys should be able to hear it now. It'll be interesting to see the side effects of the auto industry on tariffs. Yeah, I don't know. Are you guys going to talk about Andrew Wilson? That guy is an easy win. No, I already know what Andrew's position on everything is. Literally his position is might makes right, therefore patriarchy. That's his entire And then I watched a couple other interviews he did, and he says, "Oh, I believe God tells me things." So that's everything about his moral framework is those two things. So, anyways, let me start this over, and here we
When
go.
God said, "Let there be light," this was scientific, and I'm about to blow your mind. Did you know?
That is really quiet. At least it looks like it is on my end. Let me boost that by a couple of decibels. By a couple, I mean 3.
Those sound frequencies can be turned to light frequencies.
That literally didn't do anything at all. What the fuck? Well, it's just going to be quiet.
Let there be light. This was scientific, and I'm about to blow your mind. Did you know sound frequencies can be turned to light frequencies? And the way to do this is basically to recreate the firmament. A research team at
Sound frequencies can be turned into light frequencies, and we do this by recreating the firmament.
UCLA created a star in a jar by trapping gas bubbles in water and speaking to them. This clip is going to blow your mind, but stick
What the fuck does that mean?
around because I have some stuff to add that's going to blow your mind if you love God and the Bible.
The star in a jar, a tiny spot of bright light contained in a flask of liquid. This star in a jar is made when a sound wave is passed through a small bubble inside a flask of liquid. And this sound wave makes the bubble do something remarkable. First it expands, then it collapses. And this collapse happens so violently that vapor molecules trapped inside the bubble slam together and heat up so much that the bubble gives off an incredible burst of heat and light.
Pistol. I don't know if it's pistol shrimp. I think it is, but that phenomenon is known about in nature. Pistol. I'm pretty sure the bubble that comes out from the pistol shrimp that emits a tiny bit of light too. Your jar star is kind of small. That was kind of small. Yeah. Were they sustaining the light?
Several thousand times a second. Giving the
Oh, so it's happening several times a second. So that's not exactly a persistent light. It's just so fast that it looks like it. That's how like LEDs work. If you guys have ever noticed that mantis shrimp, I think because the pistol shrimp, when it closes its claw, that creates an actual bubble. The mantis shrimp just goes bah, bah, like that. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, but if you guys have ever filmed something in slow motion with your phone and you're confused as to why it's flickering, or sometimes you don't even have to film in slow motion. If you just film certain lights with your phone, it'll flicker. The LEDs, in order to dim them, what they actually do is just the light actually flickers on and off, but so fast that we don't detect it. But for whatever reason, cameras actually record the periods where there's no light and the periods where there is light. What kind of evidence would get the globe to their side? Yeah, well, I don't know. Good question.
The appearance of a star.
Perhaps inside the collapsing bubble, the interior of the bubble might also get hot enough to cause fusion.
Upon further research,
Yeah, perhaps. So, anyways, so far this is just interesting. Now, she said they recreated the firmament.
the only way that they can create those gas bubbles to send the sound through to create the stars is by creating a vacuum environment, adding water, and violently ripping the water apart. So on day 2 of creation, God took all of this water, separated it all at once.
What a fantastic drawing.
Which definitely qualifies as violently ripping it apart in
No, it doesn't.
a vacuum space.
No, it doesn't. What the hell?
It's the firmament, and God said, let there be.
That's not what the firmament is. The firmament is a dome of... I don't know if it's supposed to be like glass or like metal, because the text says that it's highly polished, like a bronze mirror or a bronze shield or something like that. But no, they really thought that there was either like an actual solid material dome above the earth at one point.
be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. So I asked ChatGPT about the frequencies required to create a sonoluminescence effect, which is the star in a jar. And then I asked it to take the frequency of the sound and place it on the color spectrum with its coordinating color. And the color that creates...
What? The... What? 750 terahertz is violet. If we take an average sonoluminescence, such as a... What did she do? I'm so confused.
I asked it to take the frequency of the sound and place it on the color spectrum with its coordinating color. And
that doesn't make any sense. You can't take a sound wave and you don't get a coordinating light wave from a sound wave, because sound waves don't have anywhere remotely close to the frequency that sound waves have. I'm not being dumb, right? Like, okay, what are the ranges of sound waves? 20 hertz, yeah, that's like the human. So if we go all the way up to 20,000 hertz, wavelength of 20,000, is that 20,000 hertz? It would be... This is actually not hard math, but I don't remember what the formula is. Assuming a rough 1,000 feet per second speed, 1/20. The wavelength would only be 1/20th of a foot. Yeah, so like... I know red light waves, that's in the neighborhood of 700 nanometers, and blue is in the neighborhood of 400 nanometers. So we are absolutely nowhere close with any of this, unless she's going to say that the sound, like as long as the first numbers are correct, you know, like one's, how do I even want to say this? Like one's 400, how do I even want to say this? Millimeters or something, and the other one is 400 nanometers, then they correspond, but that's just going to be complete garbage. But 1/20th, this is also what we're doing, is we're completely arbitrarily mixing measuring units. When people do this Texas sharpshooter fallacy shit where they say, well, I took this one thing and I compared it to this other thing, usually like with measurements, they screw that up so badly because they mix systems of measurement against it. They'll use imperial and metric, or they'll compare something in imperial to metric. And so yeah, 374,000 likes. This is one of her pinned videos, so it's obviously going to have a lot of traction.
Color that creates...
Is this how you taste the rainbow? All right, let's back up a little bit.
And place it on the color spectrum with its coordinating color. And the color that creates sonoluminescence would be green. And if you've been around my page, I've had this theory that Polaris is God's throne room. And Polaris
is God's throne room.
Emanates a green light. So our...
It doesn't. Actually, green is the only color that a star can't produce. They do produce green light, but no star looks green because green is in the middle. And so any star that outputs a majority of its light in the green spectrum, because that's in the middle, you get all the other colors along with it. So it just ends up looking white. So, you know, a star like ours predominantly makes the color of light that it makes the most of, I believe, is green. But those stars always look white. Oh, man. Why would God need a throne room? Like, throne as in where he sits or where he takes a shit?
Gas bubble?
Because then it would have to be a brown star. Oh, brown dwarf stars. The brown dwarf star is God's throne room. There we go.
Would be...
Speaking of that, did you guys know that the toilet is not... crap is not... We don't get that word from the inventor of the toilet. There really was a guy named Thomas Crapper, and he did actually hold a lot of patents with regard to plumbing and toilets. But the word crap is a lot older. It's hundreds of years older. than Thomas Crapper and his family lineage. I actually talk about that in my book, Facts That Aren't True. So, no, crap is not named after the inventor of the toilet. You don't take a crap in Thomas Crapper's honor. Anyways.
Right about here in the firmament. My theory is that we know that Polaris sits right above the top of the dome, and I think that God literally said, "Let there be light," and that green frequency was sent into our sonoluminescent bubbles and created the stars. The green light
Literally none of that makes any sense, like at all.
frequency would create blue and purple wavelengths of plasma. And remember, those
The green light would create blue and purple wavelengths of plasma. See, she's just saying things.
bubbles can only be created by aggressively ripping apart water in a vacuum space. God continuously amazes.
So the star that's not inside the firmament looks green because the light that came out of the firmament when it ripped apart was green. So the light that would have been inside the bubble is the light from outside the bubble. You fucking idiot. I love it when they do this, but I also hate it when they do this. This is how Flat Earth explains 24-hour sun. I don't know if you guys have ever seen. This used to trip me up whenever they would do this. Where's the stupid... It's all going to be taken over by the damn final experiment stuff, I feel like. But I don't know if you guys have ever seen that video. Glass dome over Earth light. I don't know what to type in. I don't know how to find this, but anyways, what they do is they take a flat Earth map, and then they take a half sphere of glass and they put it on it. When you shine light on it, it bends the light around, and you get this ring of light going all the way around the edges, and they said that's how you explain the 24-hour sun. But the only way for that to work, there's a lot of problems with that. First of all, if you were anywhere on the surface, you'd still be able to see the sun. So it doesn't work for that reason. But the other thing is, okay, you've created a model, and you guys say you don't have models and you don't make models, but according to your model, the light source is outside the firmament. So is that how it works? No. Also, we don't make any claims. Shut up, you global sexual. She's almost as smart as Chris Langan, the smartest man in the world. Yeah. You're not stupid enough to find the content? Yeah, possibly. I don't know.
Amazes me. I'm just so blown away. These are my own theories and opinions. This is for entertainment only.
These are my own theories. This is for entertainment only. Okay, whatever.
I found a mind-blowing connection in Jesus's first 3 miracles.
Wait, is
when
her...
God said...
Oh, yeah, she totally dyed her hair. This, like... Well, I don't want to be mean or anything, but, like, this barista look, whenever I see social media influencers online and they have this, I don't know what to call it, this barista look or whatever, dumb librarian, I always have such negative opinions just straight from the get-go. Sorry if that's not nice. And by sorry, I mean if you don't like it, then you can leave. I don't fucking care.
Blowing connection in Jesus's first 3 miracles. Miracle number 1 is in John chapter 2. Jesus is at
the first 3 miracles. Let's see if she even gets this right. What are the first 3 miracles Jesus performs? Is there a... Maybe that was just in a movie I wrote. But isn't there a story of Jesus like healing a wounded animal when he's a kid or something? That's probably just in a movie. I remember seeing this movie a long time ago. So turning water into wine is the first one. Healing an official's son is the second one, and healing a man with unclean spirit. Why would John record the first miracle? That was the last one to be written. I guess there really aren't a lot of miracles that happen especially in Mark. Okay, so maybe she'll get the order correct.
at the wedding in Cana, and he turns water into wine. Genesis 1, verse 2. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. God is about to turn the primordial waters into things, just like Jesus turned water into wine.
Where's... I need my Spanky Bible. Where is it? She did. She took this from me. Oh, I know where they are. Hold on. She actually stole my thing. Do you guys remember my universal miracle? Does anybody in the you get 900 imaginary points if any of you can remember what the universal miracle is in the Spanky Bible, the prophecy that has always and will always come true. Does anybody remember what it is? Anybody remember the universal miracle of the Spanky Bible? I'd pull a muscle if I reached that much. Yeah, she should be in the Olympics for long jump, based on how insane she jumped to conclusion there. Things will happen. There, P-Boy got it. Things will happen. She literally just pulled a things will happen. Oh, Jesus turned what? Holy crap, the light is not coming through. Jesus turned water into wine. Well, in Genesis, God did a thing. And so they become the same thing all of a sudden. I just had... Oh, did they leave? Somebody clicked my Google Meet link, but they left. Maybe they were just trying to see if it was real. I was going to bring them on, but they didn't. So God did something to water just like Jesus did. This is the stupidest crap ever. Okay, give me one moment here. Let me test something.
John 1.
Why is that like that? Okay. Hello, can you hear me? Say that again. Your audio is extremely choppy. Yeah, it's like I can't understand anything. All right, you can call again later. Yeah, sorry. Anyways, well, yeah, we tried. Okay. Back to this. So, things happened so far.
Verse 2, he was in the beginning with God. Genesis 1, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And back to verse 2. Genesis 2 is about the creation of man and woman, taking water and turning it into something good, and the marriage of Adam and Eve, just like the wedding.
There's nothing about turning water into something good in there. There's especially nothing about connecting it to the marriage in there. We could not hear. I know you guys couldn't hear the guest. That's because in order to avoid me getting somebody coming in to just troll or because this happens sometimes. Somebody joins and they just say the N-word and then they leave or something. I had it muted so I could hear them, but you can't. Speaking of which, they're back. Hello? Yes, but now I can hear myself. I don't know. Are you using headphones? Well, it shouldn't do that. So what the heck? It's not that bad. What did you just have a question? Okay, here. I'm gonna just hold on. I'm gonna turn the audio on so everybody can hear. So just say testing 1 2 3 real quick. No, that didn't work. What the hell's going on? Okay.
Shitty audio. Damn it.
Now we can hear you now. What's up?
Um, you went on Big John Steele not that long ago, and I got on as well. And he has problems distinguishing between natural and supernatural. Do you have any way to explain it better than I do? Because I suck, apparently. I'm an atheist.
Oh, so what specifically were you talking about? Like he just
Well, I told him, like, hey, how was it? Let me see. Oh, that we can have wave supernatural claims in the Bible just because there's written in the Bible. Because I got him to admit he only believes stuff in the Bible solely because someone wrote it down in the Bible in the past.
essentially, yeah, he has faith in it. I mean, if you could get him to admit that he's just taking a position of faith, then I mean that's at least that. I think John's fairly reasonable. He has to jump through hoops because he's an apologist, but you know.
Okay. But I mean, he did kind of get me. He tried to get me in the corner, just he didn't know how to explain it. But how would I teach a kid, that magic isn't real? Like if you're raising your own kid, how do you tell them, okay, well, the resurrection isn't real, but it's neither Spider-Man, neither is the
Yeah.
Avengers, neither is
Well,
Superman.
I mean, the thing is, reciprocity is probably the best thing you can point to. Magic might exist, but nobody can give a justified reason for telling us that magic is the reason anything happens because it has no explanatory value. It's just declared to be the thing. Whereas scientifically or from a perspective of engineering or whatever, we can tell you exactly how really complicated things work and the science behind them and the natural principles behind them. Fundamentally, any supernatural cause behind something is going to be completely unknown. So I've been talking about Jericho for the last couple days. So you could say to somebody, look, we found Jericho, and we can even see that the walls came tumbling down. Now, what happened? Did an earthquake happen? Did God make the walls tumble down just by his own power? Or did God make an earthquake happen? So is the natural thing supernaturally caused? You could go with either of those, and then you could ask, what good reason would we have to believe in either supernatural claim? And it would amount to literally nothing but an argument from incredulity. Our inability to account for what happened is where God comes in there. That's the kind of example I would say. So, negative exponents in the comments section here said it good. It's not a justified true belief. So, I guess you could say it that way. I don't see where the justification comes in.
Okay. I went a little bit afterwards when you went on, and I had an exchange with him. I don't know if you could ever take a look at it, see how I did, because I'm trying to do the same thing myself. But sometimes I have problems explaining.
I mean, I wasn't very good at it a long time ago. It just takes a lot of practice.
Okay. I mean, I still think that's a kind of a fair question from him. How do you tell what's supernatural, what's not supernatural?
Yeah, well,
I didn't know how
you can't tell that anything is so very simply. You can't tell that anything is supernatural. You can only believe it on faith. So there you go. And at that point, the only thing he could do is annoyingly say something like, "Well, how do you prove that? How do you use science to prove science?" It's like, I can't do that.
Yes.
I can't do that.
The presupposition apologetics.
I can't do that. But when we use naturalistic presuppositions, they yield consistent, predictable, accurate results, which justify the belief. That doesn't happen with faith beliefs. I do have another caller, but thanks for coming on. That was cool.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Have a good day.
You too. All right. Hello? Ross, what's up? Yeah, what did you want to talk about real quick? I'm just kind of screening every call.
you used to design that.
Okay, so you have questions about Spanky. Are you talking about like Spanky, like the digital art that I use sometimes, like on my YouTube videos?
You have a purple holy book or something. Is there a Spanky holy book?
So I have a Spanky Bible, and this is just a Google Doc. That I'll put it in the comments section for YouTube real quick.
Oh, maybe in your shop. I thought when I was glancing at some T-shirts, I saw a 3D model of this Spanky.
Oh, I have
Bible.
a Spanky plush.
No.
I don't have a Spanky Bible that you can buy, but I have Spanky plushies. I actually just sold my last one they had in stock yesterday, so I'll be ordering some more. But yeah, I have Spanky plushies.
No, this is a purple. It was a 3D model of really nice from above of the purple holy book, and it said Spanky something on that. Is that? I'll send you the picture. I just stumbled upon it from somewhere, but now I should have come more prepared. But it was beautiful. But I guess you didn't create it. But
no, I've used
ancient holy book.
I've used in thumbnails like 3D renderings of the Spanky Bible, and I just make those with ChatGPT. That's how I do it.
Okay, that's probably what it was then.
Yeah,
it was gorgeous. All right, dude.
It did look nice.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Eric. I'll chat with you later on.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You bet.
Everybody's so nice. Oh my gosh. Okay, back to the idiot. I might have to rewind this a little bit. I don't know if she's still talking about the wine miracle or anything. Oh, I missed that. Yeah, Adam, I'm sorry. Hey man, I only discovered you recently, but I actually appreciate the balanced views you take, even when debating somebody who you wholly disagree with. I hope your channel continues to grow as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna keep being me. I mean, I'm trying to just do what I do. I'm trying to elevate it a little more, do more live streams, figure out a freaking way to get my computer to stream TikTok lives on YouTube, because Deconstruction Zone does that, and his looks really good, and he gets so much engagement. That's really awesome. So I need to start doing more of that. All hail Spanky. So it looks like that's kind of what we got in the comments. All right, let's check it out.
Water and turning it into something good, and the marriage of Adam and Eve, just like the wedding. The second miracle is in John 4, where a man approaches Jesus and asks him to come and heal his son, for he was at the point of death.
Yeah, looks like that's
Sir,
right.
come down before my child dies. Jesus heals him and says, go, your son will live. First off, this is a microcosm of the...
Is this the same story where there's actually the contradiction because the child is both alive and dead? Because if you read one gospel account, the kid's already dead before the person even meets Jesus. And then in the other story, the child dies on the way. Contradiction, holy Kool-Aid. The video volume is low. Yeah, I kind of saw that. Oh, I boosted it, but I guess when I muted it, my boost went away. 12 contradictions in the Bible, which he's got a... Oh, man, there's a lot of them. Okay, well, it was a Holy Kool-Aid video that I watched where I learned about this. I don't remember which one it was, but you guys feel free to check that out. Oh, I had a guest, but they disappeared again. Schrodinger's Bible Baby. Yes, thank you guys for pointing out the audio.
The macrocosm. Jesus came down to us to save us because we were sick and we were going to die. We were going to be damned if he did not come and be our savior. He came down so that not all of God's children die. God saw that not all of his children were evil. He was making a new path for us. Genesis 1 verse 4. God saw that the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. John 1:4, in him was life, and the life was the light of men. Genesis chapter 4, Adam and Eve have Cain and Abel.
So is she literally just saying, and you guys in the comments, please tell me if I did boost it, but tell me if it's not loud enough. Is she just saying that because Jesus died on the cross, this is the same thing as when he healed that person's child? That's what I'm hearing. Anyways. We do have another guest though. Pray, what's up? Can you hear me?
I'm generally calling because I'm thinking about free will a lot, and I feel like we have pretty similar thoughts about it. I'm an atheist. I just just found your channel a bit ago. Love it. So I just wanted to ask. I'm having trouble. Like I had took a philosophy class last year, and I had a lot of trouble explaining my views on free will. So, and I'm since I'm pretty sure we have very similar views, I was asking if you could quickly summarize how it all works.
Oh, I mean, well, my opinion on it is, so I don't take any kind of like compatibilist view or anything like that. There are some people that believe that when you act in accordance with whatever your desires are, then that's what compatibilist free will is. So you don't freely make the decision, but you freely act in accordance because you don't decide what to believe and how to act, but you act in accordance with your sort of innate nature or something similar to that. That's what the compatibilist view is. And I think that all that does to me is kick the can down the road. It's like there had to be a creator for the creation. Who created the creator? So it doesn't mean that there's anything free going on there, because free to me, in order for there to be something that's really like free will, the way I think of it is that means that it has absolutely no antecedent causes to it. But Robert Sapolsky in his book Determined and in the book Behave, he actually does it. He does this first in the book Behave, but he discusses human behavior all the way down. He starts from like what happened during that person's life, and then he narrows it down to what happened. Well, I can't remember the level and sequence he goes, but he does it like what happens when that person was a child? What happened when that person was developing in the womb? Because chemical, there can be like epigenetic phenomena that change people's, that can change like the way your brain forms during embryological development, right? And that's going to mess with your personality. And then he also talks about what was going on in the brain when that person made the decision. What did that person have for lunch? What kinds of, what are they called? Not carcinogens, but teratogens, which are things that cause like developmental disorders. What kinds of things like that has the person been exposed to? What was going on literally in the individual neurons the moment before? And this entire cascade of events is a completely physicalist, determined, bottom-up process that never leaves any kind of room for something to make a decision or for an event to happen that has no prior influence. And so the whole thing is just this deterministic cause of events. I don't remember what his rebuttal to this is, but there are even scientists that try this. They say, well, fundamentally, the nature of the movement of the electrons or whatever is fundamentally random. So then that could bring some indeterminacy into the system or something like that. But I think that falls apart too, because when you try to describe behavior or free will as the intervention of something random, no organ, not even plants, act that way. They don't grow randomly, and humans don't act randomly. We act in accordance with our biological structure, our physiology, our past experiences, and all these other kinds of things. So there's just, like, I almost feel like if there was, like, true free will would just be complete randomness, and then nothing, you could never even form thoughts if that was the case. Like, if your brain worked randomly, you couldn't organize any thought or anything that was in your brain. It'd be impossible. So that's my very, very, very long-winded answer. And real quick, I want to, before I forget this, super chat from, I don't know how to, this is just a sequence of letters, GPEGEMGT M3. Thank you so much. Hey, dude, love your channel. When can we expect the chain smoker Andrew Wilson to spurg out at you? That debate is supposed to be March 11th at I believe it's 8 p.m. Central Time. So, anyways, Pray, that's my very long-winded answer. Anything you want to add or challenge or?
Okay, that was very interesting. I hadn't thought about a lot of that. I was my view on like sort of determinists, not free will, was not really shaped by anything I read. It was more just I kind of came up with it on my own, not to sound too arrogant, but like I hadn't looked at any like actual reading material or anything. But I thought about like because of the expanding universe and everything, and like the atoms go in different directions, and it's all even though you said like the electrons are sort of randomly moving, it's like all the atoms are moving in the sort of kind of predetermined directions. And then I was figuring, is that like a sort of physical like determinist, like as in like no matter what really, things are going to happen the way they happen. And there's and I don't know if I'm being too rambly about this. Sorry, I just
No, not really. I mean, yeah, no matter what, things they're going to happen. Now, I don't know. Like, philosophically, the only thing that's weird about that is if you had perfect knowledge of the system and then you knew what was going to happen in the future, that would include what you were going to do. So couldn't you just decide to change your mind? Or if you were told what you were going to do in the future, could you literally not do it? That hopefully we don't ever have computing power like that because oh man.
So but... I have thought about that. Sorry, just one last thing. I have thought about that, and I was like, I mean, if you introduce a new factor into it, it's going to change something. So really, the only way to like alter that would be to come from outside the universe.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, man. This is really cool.
Yeah,
glad to talk to you.
I'll add something to this. Is the other thing that when people try to describe, they say that free will must come from like your soul or whatever, and then. So to me, that's very weird for two reasons. One, we have no idea what the hell a soul is or if it exists. So if you're invoking that the meat machine that is us is controlled by you, the identity, the person or whatever, that is actually a disembodied soul, then what the hell is that thing and how does it work? That doesn't really seem like this is a soul of the gaps kind of argument or something. But also, to me, that would say I don't have free will because I don't know what the hell this soul thing is or apparently how it even works. And it's making my body do things. So in a weird sort of sense, that doesn't even sound like free will to me. That sounds like I'm just a marionette doll or whatever those things are called. And this thing called a soul is making me do things that I don't get really any much of a choice in. So.
All right, great talking to you.
Oh yeah, you're very welcome. All right, they left on their own. Cool beans. Lost Media Forge. What? I didn't see the first part of your question. All I see is the word suffering, and then I see. The only reason I ask is because of legality. But I don't see the first part of your question. I'm sorry. Anyways, let's get back to this idiot.
Cain kills Abel, so all that's left is Cain, and Cain is an evil lineage. God gives Adam and Eve Seth to continue a righteous lineage, healing the sick, redeeming.
Oh, shoot. You guys are getting double audio, aren't you? There we go.
Miracle number 3 is Jesus healing a paralyzed man. Follow the 369 pattern, verse 3. Verse 6, when Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had already been there a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be healed?" At once the man was healed, and he took up his bed and walked. He was stuck laying down, but Jesus made him rise. Notice how it says that the blind, lame, and paralyzed lay by the sheep gate. This is a scaled down version of how Jesus has defeated hell so that we don't have to go there. And when I followed the 369, with 9 being the firmament or the heavens, at once the man was healed and he took up his bed and walked. This to me is a
I'm not following any of this.
microcosm of the rapture, even though we as humans are fallen and we should technically go to hell basically by default. we get to go above the firmament if we believe in Jesus. Genesis 1:5, God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. John 1:5, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Genesis chapter 5.
Wait, are we on the third miracle yet? Did I completely miss it?
God called the light. We get to go above the firmament if we believe in Jesus. Genesis 1:5, God called the generations of Adam from the flood. Back to the light shines in the dark.
I just want to know what the hell the
First
third miracle
is turning water into wine. It's when God took the primordial waters and created. The second miracle was Jesus coming down to heal a sick man. We were all going to hell under the old law. We were sick. The man asked Jesus to heal his sick son because he was going to die. We were going to be eternally dead. We were going to be damned. Third miracle was Jesus taking a paralyzed man and making him stand up and walk, which is a microcosm for us getting to stand up and walk and get to be righteous because of what Jesus did.
Because of the rapture. So it's so the third miracle was just like the first miracle. Thing happened. Oh, well, in this other part of the Bible, thing happened. Therefore, oh geez, that's pretty bad. That's only one video. Let's see what else she's got. Somebody was asking me about do I get along with Matt Dillahunty and the people at the line and the atheist experience? I have absolutely no contact, never have, with anybody on the line before. I've never talked to Matt Dillahunty before. I've never talked to Forrest Valkai before. I know Forrest knows about me. Now Justin, Deconstruction Zone, he and I are pretty good buddies. And he goes on the line. He also goes on the Atheist Experience. I was on the Atheist Experience's sister channel, Truth Wanted, a little while back. I'll be on it again in March. It is March. When is that? When am I going on there? I don't remember. So I don't mind. I don't really want to get involved with the line because the left-wing identity politics makes me I have serious problems with that. So they would say something incredibly stupid and I wouldn't be able to not disagree with the host because I think it would be basically morally incorrect. But yeah, made by Jim Bob, Bible Bimbo. Yeah, I don't really think she's being totally serious, but
I actually just got this in today and I adore it. I think here's why I take the Bible literally and metaphorically and why I think that
Oh man, we got flat earth and evolution in here. This is going to be great. Sometimes the comments are really negative toward her, but other times they're not. Hey, Dave, thank you very much. That's very generous of you. I tried my hardest. I don't think I could misunderstand the text as much as she is. I'm genuinely impressed. This could be an incredible parody. Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to say. Yeah.
Is so important to your faith. If you don't believe that we live on a flat, non-rotating earth with a dome firmament above us, you're doubting God's word. If you think
I know that that's really quiet. Is this other one better?
The Nephilim weren't real.
Why is the desktop audio so hard to hear? I don't understand.
Oh, even though you can Google giant skeleton remains right now, you're doubting God's word. If you believe in evolution, when God said he created a man and a woman, and Charles Darwin was in trouble for sewing animals together to try to pass it off as real, you're doubting God's word.
He never did that. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but she said that Charles Darwin sewed animals together to try to doubt God's word. He never did that. Oh man. Yeah, I got nobody's saying anything, but I can tell from the thing here that the audio is really quiet. TikTok is just like that. The audio on TikTok videos is not loud, and sorry.
You're ignoring your common sense. You can't have it both ways. The Bible is the truth. There's at a minimum 20 verses that say that God's word is true, and then when Jesus comes along, we're told the word was made flesh. So when you doubt God's word, you're doubting Jesus Christ's sacrifice for us. And this
Okay, I have the audio boosted really high, and it's still, like, I can barely hear this.
It's day 60 of me using the beef tallow.
And here's another thing, is that sometimes random videos, the audio is a lot louder than others. This is beef tallow. I don't care about this.
I've been hazy, unproductive. Rainbows in the Bible go a lot deeper than you think. This is super cool. I always get a ton of questions on which Bible app I use. As always, I used Haven to walk me through this theory and help me piece it together and make sure it's biblically accurate. I asked Haven, how might rainbows be connected to bows? Haven says,
if you go to your sound settings and open to mixer, sometimes PC has the audio set to mid on the PC side. I'm on a Mac, so it doesn't have an audio mixer in the same way. And I actually, if I try to change the volume, it just comes up with the circle with the line through it. So it works in a fundamentally different way. Even if I pull up sound. Yeah, the output volume is maxed out because I have the sound set to OBS because that's the only way to get audio to come through.
in Hebrew, the
Meow, I'm also the guy who spoke to Big John Steele. Thank you for speaking with me. You are very welcome.
word for rainbow is actually the same word for bow. So when God sets a rainbow in the sky, it's like he's hanging his bow in the heavens, symbolizing his promise to never again unleash his wrath on the earth. In a way, the rainbow's like a bow.
What? What? The bow is like a bow, which symbolizes that God will not ever reincur his wrath. Isn't the rapture supposed to happen though? And like, isn't literally everybody going to die? So I don't know. It seems pretty wrathful, if you ask me. FX sound that makes sound management across your system really easy and gives you more options. It's free. FX. I'm so sick of downloading programs to make things work. I don't know how many times I've had to do it. I don't know, maybe I'll look into it later.
Of promise, a reminder of God's faithfulness and love. I remembered this rainbow light I have, which is literally a bow. It's in the shape of a bow. So then I'm like, if
Yeah, it's a rainbow.
this is the bow, what's the arrow? Psalms 18:4, he sent out his arrows and scattered them. He flashed forth lightnings and routed them. Is he literally using a rainbow to shoot lightning from? And lightning seems oddly attracted to rainbows. I've seen a ton of videos and
No, it's not. Lightning is attracted. Rainbows are optical illusions. They don't really exist in a place. You can never get to the end of a rainbow because it's just the rainbow always appears at a fixed distance from you. So if you had 5 people in 5 different places, they would all see the same rainbow in 5 different places. So, no, you can't have lightning attracted to rainbows.
I've even seen it 2 or 3 times in real life. It really makes me wonder about prisms because lightning is bright white light and then rainbows are just white light split up when it goes through the prism. If we're working with a crystal firmament like Ezekiel says, this would create the perfect conditions for an arched prism. I also came across this rainbow that had a lightning strike.
Meow, am I a supporter of Trump or the Republican Party? Absolutely not.
Go through it and strike a Boeing 777.
Wait a minute, guys. A Boeing airplane? Boeing airplane? Rainbow. God stretched his bow across the... And where? Where is the Boeing factory located? That's right, in the state of Washington. And who else lives in the state of Washington? That's right, Bill Gates. And what is Bill Gates into? That's right, public health. Therefore, medicine is satanic. Bill Gates is the Antichrist. And do you know how I know this? This is how. This is my testimony. A Boeing 747. Did you know that at 7:47 a.m. was the time when God created the earth? I asked my Bible artificial intelligence program on my computer, and it said so.
Across these videos of these clouds, and I can't help but wonder if this is what the pillar of fire could have looked like. What do you guys think? I don't know. Maybe I'm stretching it. I don't know. Let's look at other
Yeah, maybe.
connections to the rainbow. We have Joseph's robe of many colors, or Technicolor Dreamcoat. The 12 stones of New Jerusalem are our stones that refract rain.
This has nothing to do with rainbows. It's just a coat of many colors. Therefore, rainbows. I couldn't do this. It would be impossible. Not just because I would hate myself, but it would be. So is this a compliment? Is her creative thinking ability far, far more advanced than any of ours? Is there actually, how do you want to say it? Like a shimmer of hope in here? No, that's, what the hell? I always forget what the figures of speech for things are when I do this. There is not a light at the end of a tunnel, but like something good amongst the things that are bad. And I don't mean diamond in the rough, but I can't remember what the phrase is. Didn't she say a Boeing 777? She did, but 777 isn't a time. I mean, I guess it could technically be 8:27, but whatever. Wait. God created the earth on October 27th. Or not October, August 27th. 8:27. See, there you go.
Here are the things I wish someone would have told me before I started reading the Bible. Before you even open
Number 1, don't.
this, talk to God. Ask him to walk with you and protect you from misunderstanding. Ask him to guide you through the word. The entire Bible is all about Jesus. The Old Testament sets up the prophecies that Jesus will fulfill, and the New Testament is all about Jesus's life, death, and resurrection. Start with the New Testament so that you can get to know Jesus. Then go back and read the Old Testament and find out why exactly we needed a savior and be blown away by all of the prophecies, tiny details, and parallels. Take your time as you read. If you don't know what a word means or you don't understand what you're reading, pause and go find out. My favorite app that I found for this is called
Wait, now I get it. She built this app. So this is just, okay, now I get it. Now I understand the grift. I get it. Now I get it.
What if I told you the firmament is alive? It's a clock and a mirror with muscle memory, and that floating
Oh no.
city mirages prove it. So I asked Grok, what's right in flat earthers' faces that we're missing? It says, first, the mirage effect. Think Fata Morgana, those crazy floating cities people spot over oceans or deserts. Science says it's light bending through hot and cold air layers on a globe. Flat earthers might call it a firmament quirk, but here's the brain melter. These mirages don't just distort, they duplicate real places, sometimes hundreds of miles away, with detail that defies atmospheric haze. On a flat plane, the dome's a giant lens, reflecting and projecting images like a cosmic mirror. That ship hovering upside down, that's the firmament bouncing reality back at us, and flatties don't see it's a hologram from the vault. And this phenomena is apparently way more common than I would have ever thought. Here's the mind blower. These aren't just distortions, they're replicas, crisp and detailed, sometimes showing places hundreds of miles away, way beyond what refraction could pull off. The firmament's crystalline dome, a massive
We have never seen anything that is hundreds of miles away before.
convex lens, catching and bouncing images like a funhouse mirror stretched across the sky. It's not bending over a curve, it's reflecting straight across the level earth, amplified by the dome's geometry. Just wait for what I'm going to show you at the end. It's a bombshell. They literally tell us that what we see and can take...
There is no way that this person is not the child of Rob Gronkowski and Kim Kardashian. There's just simply no way that that's not what's going on here. Right? I'm right, aren't I? I have to be right. Those are the only two people I can think of that could possibly have created this thing. What about planets, Peterson? Okay, yes, things out in space that are hundreds of miles away we can see, but she's talking about seeing surface level things. I thought that was obvious.
Pictures of is a mirage, and we've been believing it. These floating cities don't just show what's nearby. Sometimes they're places that don't exist anymore. Take the 1881 Sicily sighting. People swore they saw a medieval town, spires and all, that matched no modern map but echoed Palermo's old layout from centuries back. The firmament's memory bank, a holographic vault storing echoes of the past, projecting them when the ether's just right. Think of the Akashic records, a celestial archive etched in the ether.
I actually can't keep up anymore. I really can't. What have we've been going for about an hour. Does anybody have anything that we should look at? Type it in the comments if there's anything that's been going on lately that you're aware of. I don't really know. I had some video I was going to take a look at, but I decided not to. Oh god, this idiot. He's being prolific. He's putting out videos like every single day. School shooting post. Oh, I don't want to watch that. Yeah, I got a lot of dinosaur stuff on here and the news. Dinosaurs, the NBA, and news stuff. That's kind of what takes over a lot of what I have on here. How much do you feel your IQ got lower from interacting with flat earthers? Man, I really hope it didn't go down at all. I don't know how much I was working with to begin. Yeah, I actually watched that Dan McClellan Inspiring Philosophy thing. So, according to Inspiring Philosophy, Dan McClellan blocked him. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Just because he's like, look, if I keep seeing his stuff, I'm going to have to keep reacting to it. And he's going to keep doing all these dishonest reactions. And it's just be a never-ending thing. So but like people rip my content all the time. People probably rip his content too. Add a gain filter to your TikTok audio in OBS. I don't know if that would fix it. We were going to try to troubleshoot this, but my desktop was my desktop all of a sudden, it won't recognize my microphone at all anymore. So what's up with that? Hello from Fort Worth. Oh, nice. Better buy a copy of my book before Texas makes reading illegal, which they're probably gonna do that like next year. I work at NASA. Seriously, here's your hush money. Hey, thank you for the shill bucks, Rubik's. That's very kind of you. $2 shill dollars for Planet Peterson. Thank you very much. Can we watch paint dry? Sure. Holy shit, that's loud. Why? Why is it that loud? All right, so there's some paint, and this goes on for 10 hours. So when it's done, it looks like that. Okay. Thoughts on the Shroud of Turin? It's a medieval forgery. Those are my thoughts. Eric, do you have a favorite caller, and why is it April? Here, I'm going to speed this up for you guys. Do I have a favorite caller, and why is it April? This has 2 million views. Jeez, it's like watching paint dry. Truly a life-changing video. Is April my favorite of all time? She might be. Yeah. Yeah, she might be. It's technically a NASA visitor center, but hey, you know, that counts. Will Duffy versus Nathan Thompson. Yeah, you know what? I never did watch any of that. Modern day debate. Yeah. That's on their homepage? No way. So this Scheduled for 3/5. Okay, guys. Jim Bob, you're not still here, are you? Because I never got an email update on this. What the fuck is going on? No, I do not have an email about this. So this debate was tentatively scheduled several weeks ago for March 1st, which was Saturday. And then Jim Bob said that he didn't like his debate partner, so we didn't do it. But they never took it down. So it was on it. Grayson sent me a message. He was like, so are we debating tonight? I was like, we better not be, because I never got any updates on that. And then I went on their website and it said it was still scheduled. That's Tuesday. So, but anyways, so I emailed them and he was like, I'm very sorry for my unprofessionalism. We totally dropped the ball here. Oh, Craig's going to do that again, huh? And then they said that they would work on it and get it rescheduled or whatever. Well, here it is, scheduled for 2 days from now. You'd think that I would know that this debate was rescheduled before the rescheduling date, but that is not the case. Oh man, I'm more than happy to do this. I haven't prepared anything. I don't have any slides. I have absolutely nothing. I mean, I don't need anything to do an evolution debate. When I debated Kent Hovind, I had tons and tons of research all compiled into one place. I could just use that. But when I debated Jim Bob on the politics Discord server, I was just freeballing the whole time. And I could freeball this, I guess, but did Andrew Wilson agree to debate you? Yes, he did. He cried like a baby over so many stupid things with regard to it, but we finally did agree to something. What I will say, though, is the topic of our debate is Christianity shouldn't be in government. So I'm the affirm, which means I go first. Last I heard, he's saying, no, I'm going to go first. And it's like, beggars can't be choosers. You got your feelings hurt because I made a video, and you demanded that I debate you. And I made concessions to him for pretty much the whole thing. So it's like, no, Andrew, you're not going to do your stupid steamroll troll tactic of just laying out all this bullshit and going first. So if he doesn't do that, then, or if he doesn't agree to it, then it's not happening. But I don't see why. I don't think it's going to be a problem. But anyways, possibly the last flat earth debate ever. I know it says I watched the whole thing, but I clicked on it and just scrolled to the end for some reason. Do I even want to listen to Nathan Thompson's opening statement? Jeez. Well, I don't know what else we're going to do. Will Duffy's recent appearance on Scatzoid's channel was magnificent. I think I did hear about that. Yeah. Yeah, what's going on? I still can't... Recently coined... Okay, no, there's nothing. Do you know if Flat Earth's claim the sun is on the inside or outside of the dome? If it's inside, how fast does it move? Outside, how does it... They just say they don't make any claims. Oh, this is still on 2x speed, isn't it?
Tonight we're debating, did the final experiment end flat Earth? And we are starting right now with Will Duffy's opening statement. Thanks so much for being with us. Will, the floor is all yours.
Okay, so Will goes first. I don't want to listen to Will.
A single point in the south, like we see in the north with the North Pole. Up next is the South Celestial Pole. We both...
Let's get right into it, guys. If I could get the share screen.
Ready for you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. All right, so if we lived on a globe, and I know he's going to hold up his little sign, go ahead. This is the curvature rate for the globe. It would curve in all directions like a ball, 8 inches per mile squared, or 0.666 feet per mile squared. That would give you 66.6 feet of drop over just 10 miles. But from mile 40 to 50, you're talking 600 feet of drop because it's exponential. Now, we were
They're literally using the parabolic curve still.
told that boats go over the horizon, and that's the curve of the Earth. Well, the horizon, formerly known as the curvature of the Earth, is not physical or geometric. If you read Phil Metzger's book on the art of perspective, it says, what is one-point linear perspective? And it details the horizon versus eye level. And it says, in the railroad picture, you can see where the flat land meets the sky. That imaginary line where the sky meets the land
Is he referencing an art book? Like, really?
the horizon. So on a globe, we would have a physical geometric horizon at 1.22 miles times the square root of the observer's height in feet. So for a 1 foot observer, it's 1.2 miles away. For a 6 foot observer, it's 3 miles away. Now this picture on the right is 1 foot observer, horizon should be 1.2 miles away, and the horizon is past 9.5 miles. So we don't have a physical geometric horizon. This is a famous picture from Joshua Nowicki from 57.25 miles, should be about 2,000 feet of drop. Now the tallest building in this picture is 1,350 feet. I actually took this picture from Kenosha in a helicopter with the infrared P900 from 51 miles away, just when we got above the tree line, and the entire skyline was visible. None of it should have been visible.
Wow, so he took this picture in a helicopter above the trees. So, like, is he taking into account the extra distance you'd see from the elevation? I doubt it.
Well, should all been obstructed by the imaginary elusive curvature that can never be found. Here's 6 lighthouses that should all be obstructed by curvature, but they're clearly visible because the Earth is flat. Here's Mount San Jacinto, visible light, Mount San Jacinto with infrared. You can clearly see it 123 miles away. We've also got videos of the Candigo Mountains, the sun setting behind them. No curvature on the surface of the Earth. So I don't know why we're pretending that going to Antarctica and looking at the sky is going to somehow end the argument about the floor. Here we have world record photograph, 275 miles. Bar de Crens should be 50,416 feet of missing curvature that we can't find. It's very elusive. Can't find it anywhere.
I highly doubt. Is this the... I talk about this in my book, and no, it's not. It is not 50,000 feet. Pretty sure he's doing a ground, the calculation from ground level, not from the top of the goddamn mountain that the picture was taken.
Crens?
Skip NT intro. I mean, yeah, probably should. I want to get to the back and forth.
Is that on this map?
I don't know. I haven't been there. Have you been there? Like tree collective. I don't know. I wasn't one of your.
This is really sad.
So far, I've heard him say 3 times, I don't know, I wasn't there.
What some dude thinks about the shape of the Earth.
Hey,
Do you have
Nathan,
any evidence for your globe relation, bro?
Nathan,
Like,
you made a false statement. You said once you go flat, you never globe back. That's false. Your own friends, Jaron and Robbie, are no longer flat. Will you please correct your false statement right now?
All right. So we're going to move on to the evidence that the Earth's a globe or not.
You're off topic, Nathan. That's not what this debate is.
Off topic. We're not here to talk about what people think the Earth is.
Okay, so you won't even correct your mistake. That's really sad. Okay, so Nathan, let's start with an easy one. Were you aware that while we were in Antarctica, we live streamed?
Yes, I was aware there were live streams being done.
How did we live stream from Antarctica on a flat Earth? Please explain that on a flat Earth.
So you can only live stream on a globe?
How did we live stream on a flat Earth, Nathan? This is your job in this debate is to argue how what we did and what we observed is possible on a flat Earth. How did we live stream on a flat Earth? Please tell me.
You had 6 arguments. None of the live streaming was one of the 6 arguments. So if you could stick with your arguments that ended flat Earth instead of just
Nathan, this is part of the final experiment. How did we live stream in Antarctica? Please answer.
Okay, live streaming from Antarctica wasn't one of your 6 arguments. You talked about a 24-hour sun, a 24.
Oh man, he's not gonna even try to engage with it.
A moon, a celestial south pole, airplane flights in the south. If you want to stick with your arguments, I can talk about how those are affirming the consequent fallacies and red herring fallacies. But how you live stream from Antarctica, the same way I'm live streaming right now. We have internet. It's 2025, bud.
How did we get internet in Antarctica, Nathan?
The same way I'm getting internet right now on a flat Earth, bro.
How?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
How did we have internet in Antarctica?
So, James, he's asked the question like 5 times. I wasn't there. I don't know how we got internet in Antarctica. That wasn't one of his 6 claims for proof.
Okay, so Nathan, you know that the flat Earth position is that internet comes through undersea cables. Is that your position?
No, definitely not. It comes through a multitude of ways. It's a collective ensemble of things going on. You've got undersea fiber optic submarine communication cables. You've got towers. They normally put them on mountains. And the
undersea. Did he say he said undersea and submarine at the same time? So he literally gave a redundant statement, basically a tautology, just to try to sound smart. Not only was what he said redundant, but it was completely repetitive and unnecessary. Get it?
Microwave towers have a Fresnel zone, and that Fresnel zone has to account for obstruction, like trees and buildings. But one of the most famous videos I had on my old YouTube channel before it was erased by your government overlords was a microwave engineer talking about how he doesn't account for curvature, sending microwave signals over long distances. So,
okay, so we were at 80 degrees south, so there's no undersea cables, and there were no towers. There's no cell service in Antarctica. So, do you have any idea how we could have got internet?
Yeah, they might have bounced it off the dome, bro. I don't know. I wasn't there. Is that all you got?
Okay, so that's the easy one. Now we'll get to the hard stuff. There is a South Pole. I'm sure you've seen people take a picture at the South Pole, right?
I haven't been there. Have you been there?
Have you seen people take a picture at the South Pole, Nathan?
I haven't been there.
Have you seen people take a picture of themselves standing at the South Pole? Yes or no?
Going to an icy wasteland and calling a place the South Pole and then taking a picture there doesn't prove you're on a cartoon spinning tilted ball, Will. So,
Okay,
what's your next
so
one?
Nathan, I need you to do
Let's
me
do
a
easy,
favor.
bro. Let's do easy. Let's go. Chop, chop. Next
I
one.
need you to do me a favor. I need you to tell me where on a flat Earth the South Pole is, where they're taking their picture with that pole. Where is it on here?
Okay, so what you do is you just go to a spot on the flat Earth that's a deserted, icy wasteland, and then you call it the South Pole, and then you get gullible Globers to go there and take a picture in front of the sign that says, "This is your globular South Pole," and then you pretend that that's how it works on a globe.
Okay, so Nathan, that pole that they're taking a picture with, where is that on this map?
I don't know. I haven't been there.
You have no idea where it is.
No, I don't know. I haven't been there.
Okay, so I'm afraid you're not very well researched then, because the South Pole in Antarctica is one of the main differences between flat Earth and globe, and you have no idea. So if you wanted to get to the South Pole, you have no idea how you'd get there?
No, I've never been there. So, did you go there?
I've not been there either.
You haven't been there. I haven't been there.
But guess what, Nathan? Guess what, Nathan? We're not going to say that a place doesn't exist if we haven't been there, right? Have you been to the Dome?
No, I haven't been to the Dome.
Okay, perfect. So don't use an argument with me that you wouldn't use for yourself, okay? There is a pole, Nathan, that people can go to. Guess what? They fly there and they take their picture with it. I want to know where that is on a flat Earth. Can you reconcile a South Pole with a flat Earth, yes or no?
Yes, I just detailed how you go to a specific icy wasteland. You put
Yeah, my conspiracy is the detail. Yeah, sorry, I'm not saying
that's a
anything here.
sign for gullible Globers that says, "This is your globular South Pole that you're upside down on," and then you take a picture because you're a gullible Glober and you think that proves the shape of the floor. That doesn't prove the shape of the floor. Well, you're gonna need better proofs than this, bro. No one's.
Amazon currently attributes your first book. Yes, I know of the author thing, and I haven't fixed it, and I don't know why I haven't fixed it, but I just have not yet. Actually, I need to... Wait a minute. Actually, I did. I emailed customer support about this. I'm pretty sure. Hold on, let me... Wait, you guys can't see my screen, can you? Okay, good. Oh, this would have been a long time ago. I don't know. I've emailed them so many times. Maybe I never did. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't.
No one's buying this, bro.
Hey, Nathan, you're off topic again. I'm not here to prove the globe. We're here to see if the final experiment, observations, and experiments work on a flat Earth, and you're not showing how they work. So,
You didn't even go to the South Pole.
hey, Nathan. Hey, Nathan, we had someone at the South Pole, and you have no idea where that is.
Yeah,
And
it's an icy wasteland. They put up a sign that says, "This is your globular South Pole," and then gullible Globers took a picture there, Will. Is this all you got?
is there anything else there, or is it just a pole?
I don't know. I haven't been there, Will.
Okay, so you haven't done research. Okay, so Nathan, guess what? There is a station there. It's called the Amundsen Scott South Pole.
Okay, I mean, if he's just going to talk about something he can just deny, that's not really productive. Which is why I try to prove that their position is a contradiction. So, I mean, we could have proved the Earth isn't flat before we ever went to Antarctica.
South Celestial Pole with a flat Earth, yes or no?
Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, wow, he's Googling
You need to
fallacies.
tell me what the top
Flat Earth.
experiment was documenting.
Yeah, what'd you document? Let's see it.
You haven't seen the videos that we have of the South Celestial Pole?
No, I haven't seen them. You haven't shown anything either, bro. You're gonna show anything?
Sure.
Great.
Will it change your mind?
Yeah, well, it depends on what I see.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Take your time.
No, ask him what it would take.
We're gonna get shown something. Finally, get some showtime, bro. Oh my god, it's story time. Ears are gonna start bleeding.
I am a little surprised that you're taking this position that there is no South Celestial Pole, or that I need to show it to you first, but that's okay.
You said you documented it. I'd like to see what you documented. That way, I can detail how this is a red herring. Has nothing to do with the shape of the floor.
That's not the topic of the debate, Nathan.
Yeah, you thought your final non-experiment ended flat Earth, which is the shape of the floor, Will.
There you go, South Celestial Pole. Those stars are rotating in the opposite direction of the north.
You took that in Antarctica?
Robert Schwartz did.
Okay, cool. No problem. Thanks for showing me. Now I forget. Can I get the big screen again? Am I still in it?
Can you reconcile the South Celestial Pole with a flat Earth, yes or no?
a logical fallacy that occurs when someone distracts from the main topic of an argument by
Wow.
introducing an irrelevant topic. Now, the stars have nothing to do with the shape of the floor. Even Einstein has something called a kinematic equivalence. The Ptolemaic model.
That doesn't prove the shape. Oh man, what a dumbass. Oh man.
Explained the movement of everything in the sky for.
No, we haven't looked at the comments. There are two types of flat earthers, those who sell t-shirts and those who buy them. Yep. You can't make flat earthers think critically about the shape of the earth, Nathan. If he actually said that, that's pretty incredible. Close to the worst performance I've ever seen. Oh, man.
For 1,400 years and was unchanged for 1,400 years. Now I'd like to stop sharing my screen and show you my watch. It's the Prague clock. They had this Prague clock built 610 years ago, which predates the gravity religion by.
Wow, free Palestine? Oh, yeah, that's right. They're anti-Semitic, which saying free Palestine isn't anti-Semitic, but their perspective on it is an anti-Semitic perspective. That's really weird how the flat earthers are so insanely far right that they actually horseshoe over to the left side of some political issues. That's funny.
By 200 years, 1666, there's that 666 again. But they had all this mapped out for 1,400 years on the Ptolemaic model, what was going on in the sky, assuming a flat earth. You could also celestial navigate, getting angles to these stars and the sun, and then navigate the oceans, assuming a flat earth. So this sky argument really isn't helping your globe religion, and it's a red herring. So, next.
So Nathan, you should have done a little bit better homework. I even told you the topics that I was going to be covering, so you could have researched it, you could have watched our videos, but you are not explaining how the South Celestial Pole can exist on a flat Earth. We observed it. It's a natural phenomenon, so we know it exists.
Hey, look,
so the real
that's
question
me.
is, can you reconcile what we observed with our own eyes, what we filmed, with a flat Earth, yes or no?
Yeah, I got this flat Earth
It's
dome I picked up from Joe
it's the
Hamby,
paint
and
drying
shows
thing.
Star trails in the north and star trails in the south and 24-hour moons in the south and 24-hour suns in the south and rainbows and halos and sundogs and eclipses and just about everything you see in the sky can be modeled right here, or at least shown a physical representation of. So,
Yeah, I'm very familiar.
Better proof if you're going to try and end flat Earth.
Hey Nathan, I'm very familiar with Joe Hamby's model. I actually offered him to demonstrate it on our channel, which he declined. And I've refuted his model. So when it comes to his model and the celestial poles, his south celestial pole is a reflection of the north celestial pole. But in reality, there are different stars and different constellations in the south versus the north. So it cannot be a reflection of the north. So that doesn't work. Do you have any other way of reconciling it or no?
I didn't say it's a reflection. I don't think it's a reflection. When we project it on the top of the dome, it's not a reflection.
So what's showing up in the south if you're
Whoa.
projecting stars to the top of the dome?
All right, I know you want to play 21 questions about the sky, but the sky.
A reflection of those stars.
Here.
It's not a red herring. It's on topic. So we can move on. You're failing miserably here. So what?
No, man, I wouldn't move
What
on.
about the 24-hour moon in Antarctica? Can you explain that on a flat Earth?
Yes, of course. No problem. Can I get the big screen, James? Sweet. So if you Google affirming the consequent, it's a logical fallacy.
Can you explain the 24-hour moon on the flat Earth? Yes, I can. If you Google the... I actually hurt myself there, I think. Oh, man. Oh, jeez.
Assumes that because the outcome of a conditional statement is true, the condition itself must also be true, essentially reversing the logic and leading to an invalid conclusion. The fallacy of affirming the consequent occurs when a person draws a conclusion that if the consequent is true, then the antecedent must be true. So, just an affirming consequent
Okay,
fallacy.
so thanks for showing that. I'm actually not doing that. So all I'm doing is presenting an observation that was made and filmed in Antarctica, and I'm asking you to show if it's possible to happen on a flat Earth. I'm not doing anything like that.
Yeah, the 24-hour sun and moon can be modeled right here with the dome.
This was, you had one job, Nathan. Joe Hamby's model is that it's a reflection. Is that what you're saying? Are you saying the 24-hour moon in Antarctica is a reflection of a moon somewhere else?
Now you should go watch this.
Because remember, Joe Hamby's model uses a flashlight. The moon is not like the sun. So that his model doesn't work for the moon. So can you reconcile a 24-hour moon in Antarctica on a flat Earth?
What the sky does and what's happening in the sky does not determine the shape of the floor. It's another red herring talking about the sky and pretending you ended flat Earth. Thanks for playing, Will.
Well, the reason I ended flat Earth, Nathan, is because you nor the entire flat Earth community can explain these things that I'm telling you. Like, for example, they can't explain how we got internet in Antarctica. It's very simple. We got it from satellites. So this isn't good. This isn't good.
Explanations are not proof, Will. I don't know if you know that, but you can walk down to the local tavern, find the local village idiot, and ask him anything under the sun, and he'll give you an explanation for a pint. That doesn't mean he's true. That doesn't mean he's right. Okay? Explanations are not proof. So you sitting over there asking 21 questions.
Oh, man.
Way too far. Thanks for playing, Will.
Okay, Nathan, I'm happy to move on. Let's talk about southern flights. So Critical Think flew nonstop from Santiago, Chile to Sydney, Australia. Can you please explain how that flight is possible on a flat Earth and where the path of that flight travels on a flat Earth?
I don't know. I'm taking that flight. I just test the floor, Will. That's what I do. But I do have pitch data from a 2-hour airplane flight, United Airlines flight. Here's the pitch data. If anybody needs it, send me an email, flatearthflyers@gmail.com. But the pitch data shows that the airplane flew straight and level for 2 hours. Now, if you do the math for the globe religion,
Of course it flew level because its altitude remained constant.
after 2 hours of flying straight and level, you would be 120
Holy crap.
miles.
What a
At the surface of the Earth,
dumbass.
You could almost stop at the ISS and pick up those stranded astronauts. If this was the case, guys. But yeah, we got the pitch data. The attitude indicator only works if the plane is flying straight and level over a flat, non-rotating Earth, and the FAA trains pilots on the Target Generation Facility, which is a flat Earth simulator that negates rotation and negates a gravity vector. So airplane flights aren't doing your curve any justice.
Okay, Nathan. So you went off topic again. We're talking about a very specific flight that's part of the final experiment. You have not explained how that flight works on a flat Earth, and you actually just said something completely false. Number one, the FAA does not train pilots, so you should stop saying that. Number two, pilots do not train on a Target Generation Facility. That's false. Where did you get this? It's completely wrong. Was this from
Indeed,
TikTok?
The Federal Aviation Administration assumes a flat Earth when training pilots and air traffic controllers using their Target Generation Facility. The TGF consists of several software programs that control simulation scenarios.
The pitch data is in relation to the downward force of gravity, so it would not change. Yeah, because level means maintaining altitude.
Using simulated aircraft. The TGF computer simulator drives almost all of the air traffic control laboratories of the FAA William J. Hughes Technical Center. The FAA states, our lab has worked closely with the TGF group to have aircraft perform the way air traffic controllers would expect them to behave in a real, natural airspace systems. NAS.
What are you reading from?
This is from The Greatest Lie on Earth by Edward Hendry, and it has citations from the FAA website.
Okay, so number one, the FAA does not train pilots. You are incorrect there. They certify pilots. They don't train them. Number two, pilots are not trained on a Target Generation Facility. That's for air traffic controllers. That's not for pilots. If you go find a pilot and ask him if he was trained on a Target Generation Facility, he's going to say no because they're not trained on a TGF.
Planes always find their level. Hell yeah, they do.
So you should just correct that going forward because it's wrong. This is one of the issues that I found in the Flat Earth community is they don't do research with people that might disagree with them. All the Flat Earth community had to do was reach out to Anthony Powell or Robert Schwartz about the 24-hour sun. But they refused to do that and took a position that there wasn't a 24-hour sun. If you just reach out to a pilot and talk to him, he will tell you what I'm telling you.
Okay, so just whatever a pilot says, we'll just believe that. Excellent.
Okay, so back to the topic of the debate.
Or just whatever a flat earther wrote in a book, we'll believe that. Excellent. Ugh.
How? Can you please explain how a nonstop flight from Santiago, Chile to Sydney, Australia is possible on a flat Earth?
Yeah, of course. If you look at the pitch data, which I'll put back on screen, I don't know, maybe you weren't paying attention. The pitch data shows that they fly straight and level the entire duration of the flight. They also have an attitude indicator, has a gyroscope inside. The reason they use a gyroscope.
He keeps calling it attitude when it's altitude. The FAA has lots of training material, and they teach us pilots that the Earth is a globe. Thank you, Tony747.
Because it keeps its
planes need a
space.
container.
Once you spin that thing up, it stays on that plane of rotation. And so if we were flying around a globe, which is a cartoon, by the way, guys, the orientation of the gimbal base would change with respect to the gyroscope. So, and we got the pitch data too, bro. So thanks for playing.
So I'm talking about a very specific flight here. And the
I
reason...
don't have any data for the flight. So you just asked me a question. I gave you the answer. If you don't like the answer, run home to mom, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Would you like the data for the flight?
Does it show that we live on a cartoon globe?
Would you like the data for the flight?
If it shows we live on a cartoon globe, then I would love to see it.
Okay, so Nathan, the reason this flight doesn't work on a flat Earth is because it's so far south. It begins and ends south of the Tropic of Capricorn. As I mentioned, a flat Earth pushes the south out indefinitely, so distances get far. This flight is impossible on a flat Earth because of distance, and the time that this flight happens, which is about 13 and a half hours, is also impossible on a flat Earth. So can you reconcile that flight with a flat Earth?
Yeah, of course. There's no curve. You're talking about the sky again, bud. It's a red herring. Are we going to talk about the floor at all this debate, Will, or not?
Okay, so I gave you a list of the things that I was going to be presenting that I don't think you can reconcile with a flat Earth. You have not attempted to reconcile them with a flat Earth. I am completely content to go to Q&A at this point.
Excellent. If I could do closing arguments, James?
We hadn't talked about closings, but if you guys mutually agree on not just assertions that it works. So I think they're looking for that like connect.
Okay, well that's the end of that. I don't know. I don't really have anything else that I really wanted to look at. And we did an hour and a half, so we'll take a few more questions and then we're gonna end this thing. Pitch, yaw, roll is an attitude indicator. Oh, am I wrong? Well, son of a bitch. It is called an attitude indicator. All right, my bad. I thought I was safe to assume he's an idiot and doesn't know words good. He became a crybaby during Q&A. Well, the Q&A is fucking... It's almost 2 hours long.
Everything up there moves exactly as we'd expect on a globe and not whatever shape you're doodling in crayon.
Massive difference. Okay, sorry, I'm going to confuse people when I say no. This is the next video that I'm releasing on our...
Showing me everything he's modeled, from rainbows.
I don't know. The Beatles are better than Flat Earth? What does that even mean? You're still safe to assume that. I mean, statistically, am I going to be right more often than not? Yes, which means I will be wrong sometimes. The four apostles, John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Yeah. Well, two of those kind of match. If the sky doesn't show what shape the Earth is, why do they go to such great lengths to prove it's fake or make these models that don't work? Yeah, I guess. But it is altitude he's referencing when he says the plane would go straight into space. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, very true. I asked this on Justin's Live, but you dipped. What Bible verse did you struggle with as a child or as you deconverted? We did almost no Bible reading, especially of the Old Testament growing up, like at all. It just was not a part of it, of any of it. We really only pretty much ever talked about the Gospels. If I had 3 wishes, would you wish conspiracy theorists to land on parallel Earths where their fantasies are realities and have a TV receiver to watch them like it's a Netflix show? What the hell? Sure, why not? Have I ever hunted for fossils? No. I could have when I lived in South Dakota because you can find pretty good fossils in the Badlands. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? It depends on if it's an African swallow or a different one. He was saying attitude to claim the planes don't dip their nose over the curve. Yeah, so the attitude thing, if it's pitch, yaw, roll, would indicate that. But again, that's not how flying works. Craig has debated Nathan Thompson over a dozen times. That's fucking horrendous. What flat earther is the most annoying? If it's not Nathan Thompson, then it's that guy who has the like kung fu character from Kung Pao Enter the Fist as his Discord profile. You can see me debating him in my video going into the Flat Earth Lion Den. Who's my favorite lead guitarist? Jimmy Page, I guess. Thanks for the introduction to Deconstruction Zone. He's very good at what he does. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Nathan Oakley is insufferable. Yeah. Gas pressure? Oh, gas pressure is a troll. He doesn't think the Earth is flat. All right, one more question. Yeah. Les Paul or Strat? If I could only have one, I would take a Stratocaster every time. That's just me, though. He said with a Les Paul hanging on his wall. But what you don't know is that I have 2 Strats in the other room. And a Yamaha Pacifica 612, which is a Yamaha Strat. So, there we go. Yeah, the whole do Catholics just not read? I mean, how often do Christians go into the Old Testament? There was nothing about this prophecy shit ever talked about growing up as a Christian. That was never, ever part of any of it. At least not that I remember. So, anyways, why did your parents name me Planet? Probably because they hated me. But I hate them too. So, it's all. We're even. Take that. Sons of bitches. All right, well, I will. Today's Monday. I'll be back tomorrow. Goodbye.